Thank you for listening to the ttalks.net podcast, the show that brings you information, guidance, and support to entrepreneur-minded individuals like yourself. ttalks.net will give you something to talk about tomorrow. This isn't the daily show, but this is the show where you'll get everything. You'll get a fiesta of a mix with the old and the new. They will give you tips and insights into everyday business, big wins in everyday life. They have a lot to add, from bookkeeping to sales, sales management, and sales training, and daily content for listeners to learn and enjoy. We are here to improve your life in business or sales career. Without any further ado, introducing the dynamic duo, Alex DeLuca and Rafael Rodriguez Jr.
Woo! Good evening, Ralph. How you doing, man? My name's Alex DeLuca, man. Welcome to Tea Talks. Ralph, how you doing?
Oh, it feels like deja vu. Good evening, everyone.
Happy Sunday evening, where the grind basically starts for my week. I don't know about your week, but if you aspire to hit some goals, you might want to align yourself in them stars so we can get things going. We are getting things going. Tea Talks. Sunday night.
Yeah, absolutely. When we talk about a good salesperson, a good manager, a good business owner, Sunday is your planning day for the week, and you should have a vision of what you're going to try to accomplish for that week, regardless of what you're doing. If you're...
That's it, man. I don't care if you're cutting grass, cleaning sidewalks, or selling cucumbers.
You're absolutely right. You should have... You should have your plan already laid out, and regardless of, what outcome are you looking to have by next Friday? And
what are you trying to accomplish in your life, in your business, in any situation? What are you what's your end game like at the end of the week? Jeez. And that's pretty simple,
Yeah,
for most people. The weekend was fun. Got to go visit the family, Fish Eating Creek. They camped for a little bit. Saw a bunch of gators. A pretty cool spot. Can't complain. Living the South Florida dream. It is now summer. If you haven't felt it, go outside. If you're anywhere in South Florida, it's here, ladies and gentlemen.
It is hot. I can definitely attest to that. But now we know it's hot. We know we are in full-fledged spring. So what should we talk about today?
We got a couple topics. Did you and the family do anything over the weekend?
No, nothing much. Actually, I did take my COVID-19 shot yesterday.
Which one did you have? The Pfizer or the Moderna?
I did have the Pfizer.
Okay, that seems to be the less lethal with the second dose of any side effects.
My daughter just had her second dose today on Pfizer, and so far so good.
Awesome. Well, you might be one that, with that, you might be a zombie because you just won't die. This is the shot that cures all. So.
Well, so far so good. I mean, definitely I was sore. My wife was sore. We took them together.
Would it feel like somebody punched you in the arm or something?
No,
or?
not at all. I mean, it was sore. Probably late in the evening, compared to, we took the shot early in the morning. We did take some Tylenol.
Okay.
They say it actually helps. So maybe
my pops and mother-in-law, I think they both, I forgot which ones, they both one got the other, whatever, but they both ended up with fevers there in that second shot.
And my daughter did the same thing. She went and took some Tylenol right after the shot, and so far we've been monitoring her. She took it at 12 today, and so far she's good to go. So
all right, well, if I see you start sweating or you start slurring your words, I'll let you know, man. We'll just cut it there.
Absolutely. The one thing I did want to share with the audience today.
Yes, please.
I'm going to go ahead and just post it. I want you to read it. Let's see.
What's this? The trouble with quotes on the internet is that you never know if they are genuine. That's awesome. Look at it. That's Honest Abe. Is that a quote from the man himself?
That is definitely, that's him.
That's him. There you go. Abe Lincoln.
Did you get the quote, right?
Yeah. We announced it on the interweb. But that's awesome. That should go right there over the treadmill.
Over the Vegas. So the moral of the story
Vegas has
is,
got to stay, man. You know, you always got to take a shot. That's what Vegas is for.
well, the moral of the story is that, you know, always, always check things out. I mean, and by the way, what we just said about Tylenol and all that stuff, check with your medical provider. We did it out of a couple people told us to do it, so this is not any medical advice that we're providing.
Yeah. I wouldn't listen to anything medically from the two of us. Just put that out there. We'll keep it. All right, we can, talk all day. I have no idea where we're going with this, but let's get back on the tea talk topics of the night. We had a bunch of good options to go for. I like this one. It's one that can, go over and over and over again, and we could work on it, and you could work on it, and everybody listening what to look for. What makes the perfect salesperson? Like what Legos do you have to put together and interlock to make that person?
And I think that it is the sales manager's dream to just hire 5, 6 people. The first day, put them on the phone or put them on the street, and they just kill it.
Not everybody, could be as lucky to hire somebody like us on the books, but that's like a dime in a dozen. It's a diamond in the rough, right? What do you have to do to make it not that situation? Where are they?
Well, I mean, it starts with what your company culture is all about. If you're the type of entrepreneur, sales manager, business owner that likes to wing it, well, that's kind of the type of salespeople that's what they're gonna know, especially if they don't have any experience, and you're teaching them for the first time to sell your products. They're gonna be wingers, okay? So when they wing it and they wing it wrong, don't be screaming at them and yelling at them, telling them
you gave them the reins.
Suck.
You said, "Here, go." You said, "Here, go. You got it. All right." You're like, "I'll hold your beer. Go get it."
And I can bet you that there's probably a ton of people out there that know what we're talking about. The companies that you go to and they just say, "Here it is, go and get it done," and you're like, "Okay," there's no support, and some people actually make it, and some people just fall off. And you might have had somebody that was really good that you actually
are determined, or we talk about somebody that had it and something happened and they want to get it again. You might catch one of those on the hook.
Yes. I'm actually going to go ahead and mention this. I think it's extremely relevant, but and this is a true story. So this is I'm going to change some names and companies so we don't necessarily pinpoint.
So we got Elmer and Fudd. That's who we're going to talk about.
Well, here it is, right? Somebody who was eager, 25-year-old, eager, really hungry, wanted to learn. Slowly but surely came into the organization, started just selling left and right. No guidance whatsoever. He was selling, but pricing and profit was all over the place. 6, 7 month, 8 month down the line, he was just selling with no guidance, and I mean it just went downhill for the company as well as for him. Because if you're not making money on the deal, it's hard to pay a commission, but they were okayed with the sale itself, and they had okayed the commission. Well, this individual didn't last too long. I think he lasted maybe a year, and he went on his own merry way, and he actually opened up a company, a home improvement company, and he has been named. Um, he has been named one of the entrepreneurs of the year.
That's pretty cool, man. That's an awesome story. And this
Um,
was recent.
and this is first year he actually did 2.8 million, and now he's averaging close to $90 million a month.
90 million a month.
A month.
That's a lot of mucho dinero there.
So it just shows you that if you have sometimes you have to look at who you have and kind of see what you can help that individual, especially if you know that they have some good traits. The traits of being hungry and the trait to be successful, that cannot be trained easily. That
Oof.
doesn't get just, you have a magic wand and you say, hey, I'm going to make you successful. Poof. And that's it. That's all you need. That doesn't work.
It's not like Harry Potter. Find that wand, though. I'll take it.
I think they sell it on Amazon for $19.95. And if you act today, not only would you get one, but for the price of one plus shipping, you might get two. But
Two for the price of one. I'll take two sales. So salespeople at the end of the day, they're not your best. They don't sell, they build, right? Like, go ahead and define that one there.
Well, here's the thing, right? If you think of selling, you think of a car salesperson. He's just pushing the product. He's just trying to just hammer that product down your throat, and
there's like some signature music behind there. It's dun dun dun.
Boom, boom. That's it. A good salesperson will build, and they build relationship, and they create this. They create such a bond with that customer that it actually, and that bond is created by just having some great communication and having a great connection with that individual. So that's when you I gotta say this, but if you start selling with a number in mind that you're gonna make, and I've seen this a lot of times in my career, is that they're selling this product and they're already thinking, man, I'm gonna make $3,000 on this deal. I'm making $3,000, and they don't really care the need or the want of the. They just care about putting that money in their pocket, and to me, that's always been a sin. But that goes right into
not a good
our
way
number two, which is
to look at the
make a
business.
good connection.
And that goes hand in hand, right? They don't sell, but we build. It's all about connection. There's a Maxwell book somewhere in here. I think it was like connecting with people or something. It was awesome, and it was all people that helped him write the book, and everybody's face. It was like printed throughout the book, but it was all connecting. It's all a network of good people, right? We talked about last episode, the 5 people you hang around the most. That basically is the average of yourself at the end of the day. So anything that you can do to make that a better circle, by all means, that connection's well worth it. So the connecting, right?
Absolutely. And the next topic, which is they have a good listening skill and empathy, well, that comes with, the connection comes from actually having good listening skills. And actually the empathy is about caring about that individual. And, you got to fake it till you make it, but you should care about, your prospects, and you should care about, be genuine about what you're doing. If you're going to put all your eggs in one basket, which, we typically say don't do it, but if whatever you're doing, always do it at 110%, regardless of what you're doing. You can have 5, 6 different side gigs, but when you do each side gig, when you're in that moment, you're giving it 110%.
And that's a huge statement to bring up there, Ralph. Like, and even if you just represent that one product, you can be complacent of not giving that 110%. It's all about having the system in place to make it successful to begin with. So as long as you have systems incorporated to everything that you do and everything is followed up with a system in a certain way to you can track exactly what's going on. And we were talking about the CRMs and having information in the CRM, like that's almost a personal assistant in itself. If you can handle those things mentally and jot them down, and because we all don't have the memory to handle it, but using the CRMs and those different things, there is 110% chance that you can give 110% in 5, 6, 7, or one thing, but you have to be focused and organized and do it.
And when we talk about focusing and using the CRM, well, now you're able to, and especially good salespeople, they're goal oriented. So if you give them a target and you use the CRM as your backbone to actually say, hey, look, you have 20 people you're working with right now. Get me 3 or 4 sales out of that. Well, and I'm going to make sure you hit your goal that you already set the month before or during the week to make sure that you get to that point. And if we know that and most good salespeople, they know their numbers because they're very meticulous about everything that they do. They might be sloppy, but they're meticulous and they know their numbers.
Oh, wait, what was that last part? Say it again. I love it.
That they're meticulous, but they're sloppy, but they know their numbers.
Know their numbers. You ever watch Shark Tank? You ever watch Shark Tank? You ever watch Shark Tank?
I love Shark Tank.
I love it. It's famous. Go in there without knowing your numbers.
Oh, they'll eat you alive. They will eat you alive like there's no tomorrow.
It's all about knowing everything, researching. Our businesses keep us up until we go to sleep. Even after Tea Talks, before we wake up, it's like boom, boom, wham, bam, thank you, man. But it's the prep work we talked about right when we started this show. It's Sunday. I'm getting my week ready. It's light right now, but I'm filling that calendar up every way whole I can.
Well, and jumping right into the next one is that good salespeople like to ask a lot of questions. And the reason why they ask questions is that, part of asking question, you're building rapport, you're building connection, you're trying to find the want, the need, and that is important, especially if somebody's asking for pizza, you want to give them pizza, don't give them hamburgers. The only reason why you want to give them hamburgers is because the company's giving me an extra $100 if I sell hamburgers. Now, there's a way to talk them into hamburgers after you tell them, I can order your pizza, but by the way, have you ever had this XYZ hamburger? It's delicious. So there's ways of kind of manipulating the thing. And I think you said it earlier about knowing your products and being the brand ambassador, regardless of... I can't hear you.
I hate when I do that with the mute button. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
I said that they're good products and great ambassadors of brand ambassadors. That's our number 7 on the list.
No, yeah, for sure. The best sellers are the ones, it's that vibe, it's that excitement, it's the hooray and the hurrah. They're here, we've been incorporated a couple guys that went after the energy drink company and the way they market and promote stuff. The whole branding is huge. The fact that you can make an identity and build off of that identity and keep it going. It's imprinting the image of your company as many times as possible. How do you do that? That's always the topic question.
But and it's funny because we're going right into one after another, because when they do know their product and they are their brand ambassadors, what they do is that they create opportunities. It's funny because it's all intertwined. It's full circle. And we talk about my favorite thing I've been studying the most and trying to become better grammar wise and being able to type, and copyright is huge. Like if you can speak the words music to your customer, whatever you're selling, your product or your service,
if you can talk to them in their language and then they pick up your product after you found out what they're talking about, if that makes any sense, and you just show up in the interweb as many times as you can get out there and find out what your client's looking at and be a part of that world and have your product into that world, that's the next wave.
Well, and when they create opportunity, guess what they don't do, or they try not to do? Goes
What's
right
that?
into the next one. They don't miss a failed sales opportunity easily.
Don't miss it.
And because you know the inside and out, good salespeople, they have a tendency of being a good judge of character. And you know what? Sometimes asking the question and asking for the sale, which I think is the 99%, 90% of the sales failures that salespeople go through, is just asking for the sale. Just saying,
It's asking for
okay,
the.
so when can we start?
No, yeah, it's when can we start? It's all this. It's missing buying signs and overall, one of the biggest things what you have to do is you have to put all your prejudges aside when you're entering the opportunity, and you have to be a huge judge of character to basically be a chameleon, adapt, and see what's going on. But there's so many times where you can overtalk the situation. Like we've both been witness to it.
Well, and one of the things that we're going to talk tomorrow on Monday, we should talk about how can you train a salesperson to be a better listener. I think it's huge that we cover that topic tomorrow, if we can, and literally what can you do and how can you practice listening, so you become a better effective salesperson.
And it's not just listening. We always talk about God gives you the 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, but it's listening, it's empathizing, it's relating, it's building relationships, and it really makes a big difference at the end of the day when you're listening, and it's asking the right questions to open up, the can of worms per se.
Well, and absolutely. I mean, we're talking we're putting some of these traits together about salespeople, and we believe it or not, we little by little we've been creating an avatar of what a perfect salesperson should look like. If I look at it walking down the street, I can tell you exactly, these are the traits that person has, and these are the qualities that person have. They probably have some big, huge ears, a very small mouth, and some big eyes, so they can observe everything. Some short hands and long legs. Almost like a little alien,
Yeah. Oh man, I drew that person in like 5th grade. I should have been doing like math or something, and I drew that person on the piece of paper.
Well, and sometimes it's not that we're rehashing a lot of the stuff, but everything is interconnected. When we talk about the circle of sales, the sales aspect has been going on from the beginning of time.
Oh man, we literally, this is what we should do for a month. You pick it. We're gonna go through all 4 volumes of the Laws of Success. The original, the start of this all, the start of me and you talking about this thing 25 times over. It was spoken in Old English, written in Old English, and back in the day, from Mr. Steelman himself, Andrew Carnegie, written by Napoleon Hill. We should do that, like a month. It'd literally take a month to go through.
We should, absolutely.
Like, we'll dedicate the entire month to the 4 volumes of Laws of Success, and we're going to have a blast. T-Talks, giving you big tips, big wins, insights in the daily business and life. Ralph, what else do we have? Did we run through all the tips? Do you have any more that you want to throw in there off the top of your head?
One more. We got one more. One more. And I think it's the most important one of all. If you think of it, it's the bottom of the ninth. The loaded.
Oof.
The bases are loaded. Okay.
I'm getting excited.
Oh yeah. It's 2 outs.
Getting excited.
It's 3 balls and 2 strikes, and you're at the plate.
Is there anybody on base?
Yeah, the bases are loaded.
Oh, the loaded
It's
bases.
the bottom of the ninth, and you're down by 2.
Down by 2. Oh, I'm ready to go. Throw me the ball. I'm Vladimir Guerrero at that point. The ball bounces. I'm
Now,
hitting it.
you're the coach, right? So you're gonna put your best player on that. Your best player is at the plate.
And at second base. Second best.
Maybe. Okay. So, that's the time where we need to shine. In situations where it's gonna go ahead and give us a rise. And one of the things that every good salesperson has is that they're very optimistic. If you have anybody in your sales team that is not optimistic, they have to go through some retraining, because, guys,
It's all up here.
sales is completely mental. It is a mental state.
See, that's why I'm lucky. I got my brain leaves a lot of space in there to let the other stuff go away, and I'm extremely optimistic in the pouring rain, brother. It doesn't matter. You have to be the light. You can't let it go. That can be trained and instilled. You just got to take people to the water and show them how to fish. It's possible for me, you, my brother, and your mother to do it. It's possible. Optimism, it's huge.
Well,
It's probably the biggest traits.
That good salesperson believes that there is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Okay,
Yeah,
and
man.
he's gonna go ahead and follow it, and even if to the end of the earth, to go ahead and get that pot of gold. And
Any lucky charms?
and we also have to keep in mind that if your salespeople are giving you 110%, they're giving you the numbers, and you gotta treat them well, and you have to spiff them every once in a while, because unfortunately, salespeople, they love recognition, especially if they're doing extremely good work. Okay. I always say
It's that personality. They love it. Show some recognition. They like it. It's enjoyable. It spreads camaraderie, and it shows that people are doing it. It's a stickler, and in the businesses that we're in, we'll go to in the next morning. Hey, Johnny got a sale. Let's go to John. John, what'd you do? How'd you get that sale, man? What's going on?
well, and I'm a firm believer that you praise in group, you reprimand in private. Always remember that. Praise in group, reprimand in private.
Remember the build, break, build theory? That has helped me since I was a young little kid, managing people throughout my career. Always build, breaking the older guys that I would work with, and it's all about camaraderie, and there's no reason to hit anybody when they're down at the same time. If somebody's going, you got to keep them going. Don't let them fall off their high horse.
Well, and we want to praise, and we want to talk about the wins, because if the more you talk about the wins, the more everybody around you is going to be a win. If we start talking about all the, I always talk about the law of averages, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
LOA, baby.
Well, in sales, in baseball, okay, what's a good batting average?
300.
300, which means how many times have that person gone to the plate and actually struck out, or got an out?
Almost 4, 3.
That is correct.
Or 2.
So, and these guys are making millions and millions of dollars with a 300, batting average. That means that, 2 out of 3 they failed, but they did win that one time. That's what it means. So, a good salesperson, they do know the numbers. They're realistic. They're always looking to improve. We're optimistic, but we're also realists. A sales manager should pump them up and get them either a sales manager if there's no sales manager in the organization, that business owner. You should be their cheerleader and making sure that
Pom-poms.
every single win you're out there pumping them up and giving them the support that they need in order for your business to thrive. Because if you're having a salesperson helping you out to try to bring in some business into your organization, there's a reason for it, and hopefully you bring enough that then you're going to need a sales manager to manage these guys. Because I tell you, salespeople, they sometimes you got to put them back on the road because there's just too many distractions on the road.
And listen, salespeople if you're good, you make good money, and you have to keep a level ground where, you're a 1099 employee. You have to save money. You have to deal with taxes. You can't, just go out there and blow it like you're 22 and it's 2006 all over again. Like, you don't do that stuff anymore.
Yeah. Well, and that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yes, how many times do you have people just disappear for a week? Sometimes it's your best sales rep, and then it comes back around, or it happens more times than what you think. But did we touch base on all the T-Talk topics of the night?
We did, and with that said, we're going right out.
Thank you for tuning in to ttalks.net. If you have any questions, comments, or something you want us to talk about, email us at raphael@ttalks.net or comment below. Please follow us on YouTube at ttalksnet and Facebook at ttalksnet. Please rate us, and don't forget that sharing is caring. Thank you for your support. Till next time, we will T-Talk later.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into T-Talks. My name is Alex DeLuca. Have a good night from Naples, Florida.
And this is Rafael Rodriguez from Hollywood, Florida, saying good night.